Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's Swissman15, and welcome back to the third episode of this free-for-all week, the second to last of them. It's only 4, of course. I mean, a week isn't that long. This is probably going past a week of free-for-alls anyway. I probably said that in every single free-for-all one I did so far. I've recorded 2 of them this morning. Now I'm doing another one before I eat a lunch of some sort. So thank you all for coming in, and I'm in the middle of Switzerland while you're watching this, unless you're watching it really late, in which case I'm probably back home. Anyway, so I'm playing as Russia. I got 4 units of Dismounted Dvor. I'm not going to do my deployment yet. I don't know why I'm telling you that. Over here we have Hungary, played by Sweet. And then on the other side of the map, off in the boondocks, up on the hills, we have Procopius, playing as Sicily. And then finally we have the Holy Roman Empire, played by Teutonic Order. How fitting for that to be the case. So first we'll do our battle, me and Hungary, and then we'll go back to watch the other one, and then the final. So, over here I have 4 units of Dismounted Dvor, as I said before. I got 4 units of Sarsgaard and 2 units of Dismounted, or actually Dvor Cavalry, with no upgrades any of my cav, and an early period General's Bodyguard. I got 2 units of British Axemen with 2 armor upgrades, and then 4 units of Dismounted Warrior Sons with armor and attack, and 2 units of Dismounted Druzina with armor and attack. My enemy over here, the Hungarians, has a lot of cav. He has 8 cav total, I believe. 4 units of Knights Templar with armor and attack, 4 units of Hussars with armor and attack, I believe. Is that all? Or is it 9 total? Let's see. There's 4 on this side, and then there's 3 on this side. Okay, only 3 units of Hussars. My mistake. He's got 4 units of Pavis Crossmen, I think with armor upgrades. He's got 4 units of Pavis Spearmen, because he assumed I'd have a lot of cav since there is no cav max, which was wrong. And then he's got 4 units of Dismounted Chivalric Knights, which would be a mistake because he could get Dismounted Feudal Knights for cheaper and better. They're just better than these Chivalric Knights, but in the end he has them. A lot of them too, 4 of them I believe, yes. And his general. His bodyguard early period, of course, and no armor upgrades and no attack upgrades on his general. He spent a lot on his cav, I bet you, since he has so many of them, all fully upgraded. Going heavy on the cav while mine have none. We'll just speed up a bit, because it takes a while for us to fight it out. I'm going around trying to fight him in this flat area. Also, this is Scorpion's Paradise, and you know some of it's glitchy with the vegetation, but all you have to do is just set it down to medium. It still looks okay, the medium vegetation detail, and you don't get the glitchy trees anymore. Over here I'm trying to harass his Hussars with my Dvor Cavalry. However, they're not really doing much damage. I'm not a fan of Missile Cavalry, yet I have it anyway. They're more so for melee, since they do have 10-16 I think, or 11-16, and they do have armor piercing attack. So they're pretty nice. They don't have much of a charge, however. Then over here we have the Hussars coming again. We're just toying around with each other. I'll just go back and forth. Really not much happening here. And I left my General's Bodyguard out in the boondocks by mistake. I do that a lot for some reason. And here we have my Dvor Cavalry just chilling about, working its way around, and he's slowly moving his way over, and that's going to tire on his spears, I hope. All these, they don't have the best. And you see way out off in the distance on the hills, we have the 2 opposing Sicilians and Germans. And then here I'm forming up again, trying to get him to come down this valley, but he really likes this hill. So I decide, for the record, since he has more cav than me, I have 7 and he has 8, and his is probably, they're all upgraded, so they're probably going to outperform mine, except for his general, of course. And since he has spears, I think I'm going to just go for the rush, and that's how you take on someone who is more or better cav than you, is distractive calves with your cav. Of course, you'll lose the cav engagement, but then you will have eradicated their infantry and archers, hopefully. And since I've dismounted Dvor, they can probably do pretty well in the melee. So here we have different charges going on. He's got his Knights Templar engaging my Sarsgaard, and he's got probably a lot more cav, and I'm taking on his Hussars and my Dvor Cavalry. And somehow they're doing pretty well, actually, in this little engagement. Pretty even so far. I got my Dismounted Dvor running up for the melee attack against these Pavis, and here we have a massive cav engagement, but he's going to be able to outflank me with all his Hussars, so my cav will not stand very strongly. And my Sarsgaard and my Dvor Cavalry will not do so well. But But I got my British Axemen ready to enter the cav fray, and the rest of my infantry to take out his Chivalric Knights and his Spearmen. Even though he doesn't have that many, he got a Spearman going to the cav engagements, where I have my infantry going to take out his Spearmen. Some Sarsgaard just walking around. I should have gotten the flank sooner, but I messed that up, clearly. But here we go. Some Hussars charging in. He's going to try and sandwich my Sarsgaard, which I'm trying to get out of. And now we have the infantry engagement. My infantry definitely outclasses his, since I have upgrades and he lacks them. But of course, these aren't the best infantry in the world, but his shouldn't do too much against mine. Tons of micro over here. I'm doing my best to outmatch his cav since he has so much of it. Try to get my British Axemen in the fray and save my general. I don't want my general dying. That's the one thing that sucks about having less cav, is that your general may just die. But here I'm trying to sandwich these Hussars, take them out of play. They're not best in a melee. They're pretty good for light cav, but they're still definitely outclassed by my Sarsgaard and such. And here he's going to get a great charge on my dismounted Boyar Sons. I'm trying to take out his general, at least a counter charge, but I'm going uphill, so it's not going to be very effective. And my units just rout. That is not expected at all, and that's, I think, a little bit not good, mechanics-wise. But here I got British Axemen fighting off Hussars and Spavi Spearmen. That's the one thing they're good at, is taking on Spearmen and cav, and we're cutting them down a bit. And I still got some cav, but not much, fighting off his Hussars. But in the end, he's won the cav engagement on that side, and he's routed my Boyar Sons. On this side, however, the cav fight is still up for grabs. I mean, he is overpowering me in the end. He doesn't have enough. He has so much cav. I mean, and I just have my general over here now, and I'm losing the cav fight. On the bright side, I'm breaking through his infantry. It's being destroyed. He's routing in every direction. And I'm going to start overlapping and just take them all out, including his Pavis, which is good for me. Take out all these low-class units and be ready for him before he can do Hammer and Anvil. He's still busy with most of his cav. He has so much over here trying to take out my dismounted Dvor and British Axemen, which are still fighting strong, taking on Pavis Spearmen somehow. How somatic. And now he's got his General's Bodyguard charging over to my side. Probably going to go for some rear charges, unfortunately for me, but I'm going to turn my men around and try to get him away from the fray. Unfortunately, that's not going to work out too well, and you see a bunch of them get cut down by the rear charge. But fortunately for that, his infantry is being completely annihilated now, and he's just going to be routing in each direction. My dismounted Boyar Sons will cut them down, and then he's being surrounded, going in for more rear charges, and his infantry is pretty much non-existent at this point. Of course, he's getting all these rear charges, but each time he will lose a little bit more cav, and he just doesn't have enough right now to take on so much infantry. While all his Pavi, you can see all these Pavi shields from his Pavi's crossbows and Pavi's spearmen, of how they all died violently on this fight. But he's still got a massive amount of General's Bodyguard, and I have two. I have to keep my general alive in order to have a chance at this victory. Of course, he had more cav from the start, and he almost got my general trapped. Realistically, I feel like my general should have just been dead there. He would not be able to handle that, and I decide, okay, I cannot lose my general at all. And I'm just sending all I have to try and take out his general. He's got some more spearmen for me to engage. They're not going to handle much against my Boyar Sons. They'll probably rout instantly because they're so tired and pretty poor at fighting. And if over on this side, we still have a fight going on. I still have dismounted Boyar Sons chilling about, which he's going to probably sandwich and kill. Unfortunately, I just don't have any cav over there. But luckily, it's so far away from here that I have time to finish off the last of his dismounted Chivalric Knights. And he's got his general charging in. He's going to get some good kills. Oh, that's actually unfortunate when he killed his right. But of course, I still have massive amounts of infantry opposed to his very, very, very little. He's got infantry that can't even hold up in a fight for no time at all. I've got some dismounted Dvor to shoot with. He's charging at my general. I didn't even see this, and luckily my general is not dead from that. And I'm trying to go and take out these Knights Templar and just finish them off. They are shaken and such. And I want to charge his general and kill it. He's got 12 units of General's Bodyguard, which is so pesky and annoying because it's such a strong unit. It's like 24 of a regular cav from the 2 hit points, plus he has a general in it, so it won't rout at all easily. So I'm just going in for different charges. Of course, I'm not going to get it. And oh, there goes the HRE general from the other fight. You see they're engaging, but we'll get to that after this fight. His Knights Templar are routing. He's got some Pavis over here that I want to take out. I have to take out his archers so that he can't shoot me to bits. Since I'm clustered, I've got all my troops in loose formation to stop the charges from cavalry from hurting me too much. And one charge from my general, and these Pavis should rout pretty quickly, and there they go. Please don't come back, I don't want to see you ever again. But he's got his general coming in, and somehow, once again, I think my general escapes. And there we go, I get to cut down one of his troops, so he's down to 12. So 1-for-1 general's bodyguard, but I got some... Ooh, my Dvor actually got a kill off of them, so he's down to 10. So slowly and surely he's taking them down. Of course, he's got his Pavis back, those pesky Pavis. And he's got some charges from his Hussars, the 5 that are left from that side. He routed those Boyar sons, but that's fine. He's got more Pavis crossbow militia. He's got all his Pavis returning because they routed so quickly. And he's got his Pavis spearmen as well. And I just got to take out what he has. It was really annoying with all his general troops running around, and he's running in and he's charging against my infantry and killing them off. But now it's down to 8, so it's slowly dwindling. And I still have pretty good high amounts of infantry. His Hussars just charged in, and now this is their deathbed, I believe. They're not going to come back, and look. Down and now routing, and they'll be out of here and not coming back. They're tired, and only 2 of them. Not likely to return. Be like, hey, it's all good, guys. So I'm going in, trying to take out all his Pavis. They're routing, fortunately for me. And he's got his general coming in. I'm shooting at him with my leftover Dvor, trying to get as many kills as I can. He's still got 8 of them tucked in there. He's got a whole 43 units of Pavis crossbowmen, and I gotta take those out, and a few units of Pavis spearmen still remaining in the fight. Of course, it's very hard when someone outnumbers in your cap, but it's nowhere near impossible. And of course, you could see how his infantry suffered because he got so much cav, upgraded cav with that too. And if I had, say, the HRE, I think I would have smashed. I mean, completely and totally smashed. But I had Russia, so that my unupgraded cav couldn't do so well. Of course, Sarsgaard are still strong, but they're not the best melee. They're good in melee. Actually, that's the one strong suit. They can't charge and all that, and that really hurts them in the overall melee. And here we got the Pavis Spearmen engaging my Boyar sons, and I'm going for charges into the general, because when you charge infantry into them, the general takes the cav at least takes a lot of damage as well. So it's a counter charge that does pretty well. But these Boyar sons are probably going to rout, I bet. They're very tired, not very happy with this fight. I'm taking on his Pavis crossbowmen with some just amount of Druzina, trying to take them out of the fight. Of course, I still have all these units back in reserve-ish, sort of reserve. I'm just trying to target his general, which is now down to 5. He's going in, trying to charge on my Druzina. Hopefully I can take him down one more troop, and just one by one take out his general's bodyguard. But this unit is now gone, but I'm charging in a new unit of dismounted Druzina to take on the Pavis and just clean them up finally. And here they go. Pavis will probably rout here. Oh, and there goes his general, slain by the countercharge. And that's going to be the end of him. He doesn't have anything left. And that is how you beat him. Of course, he had so much cav and it was really hard to kill his general, but I just had so much infantry since mine outclassed his. And that's the bane of bringing so much cav, especially either you don't upgrade it and it doesn't do as well, or you upgrade it and you don't get good infantry, in which case, as you fight their cav, just take out their infantry before they can hammer an anvil, because it won't last long, and then you're golden. So in the end, I win this fight by just a tiny bit of a margin. You can see I have bits of troops here and there, some bits of Boyar sons, Druzina, and nothing else more. And we'll go to see the other fight now, so I'll bring you back right then. So see you guys in a second. And welcome back. We are here with the fight of Teutonic Order versus Procopius. Teutonic Order is playing as the HRE and Procopius as Sicily. As you see, Procopius is content on his hill over here. He's got 5 Pavis crossmen. One of them is a Pavis crossbow militia. Actually, all of them are Pavis crossbow militia except for one Pavis crossbow man. I like Pavis crossbowmen better than Pavis crossbow militia because Pavis crossbowmen look cooler, even though they have the exact same stats. I'm slurring my words like crazy today. I've recorded far too much. I'm recording in bulk, you see. So, if we continue going with the unit comps, I just sort of stopped with that. He's got, 3-4 units of Pike Militia, a few units of Chivalric Knights with armor and attack, I bet you. A few units of Norman Knights and Sword and Bucklemen with armor, definitely all of them, and probably a few with attack as well. He's got a few units of Norman Knights in the back, so he's got tons of calves, 7-8 cav actually in total. If we look over at the HRE, he's got 2 units of mounted crossbows, which is interesting. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 Teutonic Knights, and of course a General's Bodyguard, so that is 8 cav total, but 2 of them are missile cav, not the best melee fighters in the game. He's got 4 units of Pavi's Crossmen. He's got a few units of dismounted Feudal Knights with armor upgrades, and a few units of Imperial Knights lacking armor upgrades, I do think. Ooh, that's interesting, because he usually needs some. Does he have at least XP on them? No, he does not. So those are going to be a bit prone to rout. Not exactly the bravest of fighters, those guys. He's got 4 units of Landsknecht Pikemen, or 3 actually. So his money went heavily into his cav, his Teutonic Knights, and a few units of dismounted Imperial Knights. Oh, I really wish he put some armor upgrades on that, but instead he went with the Feudal Knights to upgrade with the armor, which is kind of strange. I don't know why would you go with the Feudal Knights. Guys, they're in a giant cluster right now. Alright, so they're both taking a hill. Let's speed it up. Let's see where they actually fight. It's a little framey here because 6.0 is framey. It's framey. Oh, he's sending some poppies down. Oh, he's decided not to. Oh my god, is he in range? It seems that he was in range for a bit against these Pavi's Crossmen, but now they have to march forward. So let's go again. Okay. So now they are fighting over a very long distance. Not good for anyone like Cav who wants to get that jump on, because it's a pretty long gap. And right now, Teutonic Order has a massive advantage with this kind of hill. This is a pretty big hill. So missile-wise, he's going to be on the top for this, and Procopius has a more defensive line here. He's got a lot of pikemen and upgraded infantry in the back, so he's more of a defensive player. But here we got some mounted crossbows coming in. Of course, Procopius has more crossmen, but still not enough. And this is exactly what Teutonic Order wants. He probably wants to shoot apart his cav with the crossbows. So I think that Procopius should just wait him out, shoot down his mounted crossmen, and then use his cav to manage to take the hill, which is his best bet, I would think. And these crossbows are very jumpy, and look, they're already routing and going to waste all their energy running away. And his Pavis are still in pretty healthy number, even though they have no shot up this hill. At least getting a shot back up, and like even it out in any way. I can't articulate words right now. I'm sorry. What Procopius should do is charge up now. Just use his Pavis as the meat shield, and use his superior cav numbers to take him on, even though Teutonic Knights will be very difficult to fight off. So they're engaging in this skirmish, which I would not advise for Procopius. At least back him up a little bit, because he's getting wrecked. At least a lot of his Pavis are taking huge amounts of hits, except for 2 of them. And they're not doing anything here. They're not taking any damage, doing any damage except for 1 unit Pavis over here, which is seems to be taking a few hits. But this is just not a fight he wants to be in right now. So it seems he's going to use his Norman Knights to maybe switch up this fight. Teutonic Knights responding, nothing really happening. I just gotta wait. Procopius really should not be in this skirmish, because he's taking more hits than he can handle. And it seems, I think, he's going to go for a charge. Now, he cannot have his infantry here and expect to a fight, but it seems that Teutonic Order is now coming down this hill, and he's going to retreat a bit, maybe. And we'll see this fight launching off. So, what I would advise is that his cavs... Oh, no, wait, he's got Landsknecht in there. I was going to say charge him, but at least you could charge this Imperial Knight on the side, but now it's a little bit too late. Procopius is going back for the defensive stance. He should get his cav going around and be ready for all of this. Of course, luckily... Oh, he might actually get his pikes. These Teutonic Knights charging pikes, but no. You should at least get them on the flanks and be ready to win that cav fight, but he's not doing that either. But now that he's got his Pavis in safety, he should shoot down the Teutonic Knights. We'll see. Of course, Teutonic Order is a great player, and he will find a way. This is an attack. He stops here and bunches together. This is why I don't like pike formations, because you have to stop, and you can't be aggressive. And if I were Procopius, I would not engage him there. Oh, but now he is going. So they have no choice but to fight. And here come all the second layers of infantry. Oh my god, these Pavis up here with that missile advantage, he can take out so many of Procopius' troops, especially the cav. And since these Teutonic Knights will beat him in a melee, he's got to really work hard to counter that. Of course, he's got some Norman Knights in reserve, just not doing anything, which he should charge down now. But unfortunately, it seems he's not doing too... Ooh, this is interesting. Teutonic Knights overlapping with some pikes, but the Sicilian cav is being overwhelmed right now, and the infantry line is being wrecked. These Landsknecht are very good pikemen, very able to just wreck, and these sword and bucklemen will not be able to hold back these feudal knights. He needs to try to break through, which he is sort of over here in front of these Imperial Knights, which won't last too long. He's got all his generals fire focusing, Pavis fire focusing on that general. I'm slurring my words and mixing them all together. And jeez, it seems like the HRE has somehow managed to get so many troops out of nothing. It seemed, but also because Sicily went hard on a few units of heavy infantry, which is not necessarily the best. At least here his pikemen are holding the formation well enough against Teutonic Knights and such. We got more engagement over here with Norman Knights versus Teutonic Knights. Of course, Teutonic Knights will again win that fight. He's got to try to get his cav out of here and use it for a flank, because he can't keep on just chilling about with them. And we've got more, oh my god, flanking field knights over here by the HRE, and I don't know what happened to his general. We know he dies, so I'm wondering when that happens. He's actually taking out some of these Pavis up here, and we got a rout by some pike militia, but it's not the majority of the lines, so we're all good for Copius. And now HRE is taking quite a bit of casualties in this fight, but it seems he's breaking through the center, where the sword and bucklers just can't sort of keep up. But there goes the general of the Holy Roman Empire, and that's a huge win to Procopius, because now he can get some routs by his enemy, hopefully. And yeah, wow, he broke through with such great numbers over on this side with his cav. It seems that the extra Roman Knights really paid off, and now he's going to go for a hammer and anvil. And this could go heavily in his favor very quickly if his infantry could hold up as it gets sandwiched. Ooh, this could go really well for Procopius. He could just take the win right now. But of course, there are still Teutonic Knights to deal with, and they will not forgive these Norman Knights for that rear charge on their own infantry. So it's going to be, oh my god, such a close fight. Teutonic Order had the advantage from the beginning, but now Procopius is sort of turning it back. Of course, he's the advantage by Teutonic Order with just he's winning the infantry fight, and he was winning the skirmish. It's going to be hard to overcome. I can't articulate words. Ugh. Please speak. He's just got to go for so many charges now, the Sicilians, and somehow he won that cav engagement against Teutonic Knights. Of course, he did outnumber his cav, heavy cav-wise, and he is getting, some good routes here, taking out tons of these heavy infantry, but he's got to rout them all and make sure that the ones that do rout don't return, and probably get these guys to go back to the fight and use his Pavis to just shoot in these blobs. But it seems that there's such great numbers of HRE troops that's going to be hard for his cav to do much, especially with, I think, some Pavis left over here. And of course, pikemen. You can't really charge into these pikes. And oh my god, 71! These Landsknechts didn't take like any casualties in that entire fight there, and that's kind of strange. When you get pikemen to hold their pikes, they do far too well. I think that's just not right. You should never engage that pike line. You have to find a way to break it up. Break the pike line, because that's what so many players do. They have highly upgraded infantry and then pikemen, since they're cheap, together, and these pikemen hold down their pikes and really keep them at bay and tire out your infantry while their infantry wreck yours. The only advantages that you have over is that you can flank it, and once you flank it, it melts apart quickly. Especially these pikemen, but unfortunately it doesn't seem like Procopius is going to be able to handle this fight. It seems a rear charge is going to happen again. Maybe he can take out these Landsknecht and get him to break, but it's unlikely because the Landsknecht are pretty hardy, it seems. And we've got a little bit of a weird fight going on here. We got the Sicilian general bodyguard trying to take out all this infantry. Of course, he's very healthy in number, geez, for being in such a fight. And now we got some breaking Landsknecht, but also breaking Sicilians, and we still have Teutonic Knights by the Holy Roman Empire in this fray. So all that Sicily really has now, I think, is just his general's bodyguard, and it's not something that's going to go well for him. He should just charge these feudal knights, take one out at a time, but now it's too close to get a good charge off. He's just got to get charges, and there's more Teutonic Knights coming to really hurt him. But in the end, I think this is going towards... Ooh, I killed the Hungarian general. Again! But I think it's going to go Teutonic Order's way for this fight. We've just got some General's Bodyguard running amok. Ooh, we got one General's Bodyguard by the Holy Roman Empire still left too. And maybe he can take out all these cav and use something, but he's just going to keep on running away. Never will you catch me, or at least not catch you with the infantry. He's just got to beat back this cav though, because it's always going to be in his way. Oh, try to juke him. And now they're engaging once again. And the Teutonic Knights, ooh, they just melted away to the General's Bodyguard. Now we got mounted crossbows coming in. Oh, jeez. I can't believe they're still here, and so, even despite being exhausted. Oh, they rout at the sight of a combat. Not going to happen for them. But Procopius' General's Bodyguard is winding down, and he cannot take on so many Landsknecht pikemen. And look at all this infantry he still has left. They're so tired and shaken, but geez, those Landsknecht really worked well in that line formation, and there has to be a way to break it. I just can't seem to tip it besides the fact of flanking, but that breaks every formation. I mean, they are more condensed, so you have infantry probably to go around if you don't have the same tactic. What Procopius did, he had a pike militia, which I don't understand. Pike militia never do well, and it was a rout before they break before they can serve their purpose. Jeez, what a bloody fight, though. Look at all that. That is a fine hill taking by Teutonic Order. He took that hill, even though he had the original advantage. And the cav advantage that Procopius had melted away quickly, and now is all he's got is General's Bodyguard going in for the final kills he can get. Taking out some feudal knights here, I see. But I think he's gonna rout soon or die. Once this general is gone, it's all over for Procopius. Even though he doesn't have much of a chance, he's just gonna try to get as many kills as he can. Maybe he can rout this Imperial Knight unit, but nope. He's just gonna keep on running around. Oh, amusing. Oh, he's got some dismounted Norman Knights back, so he might try to use that to his advantage. Ooh, he's got to charge into the poppies, but Landsknecht are there. No casualties for him. Whew. It's just a lot of running around right now. Really making, oh, no charge there. That was a really weak charge, and he still hasn't lost another unit of General's Bodyguard. Unfortunately, he has no infantry to really damage the HRE or hold them occupied so he can get a rear charge on. He's just, they melted away too quickly. He didn't get, oh my god, a massive amount of Imperial Knights just running away for like no reason either. Just, they're done. They're done. And these amount of Norman Knights are just not going to do anything. And oh my god, this general needs to kill something or die himself. And he's not really getting charges off. He's just sort of walking into them. Oh, I think this is where he's going to die. Nope. Go for a charge. Get your lances out. That's not how you kill. Oh wow, the Imperial Knights just wrecked him there. Took 2 kills to the 1 of the Imperial Knights, and he just needs to get his lance out to charge. Get a charge, not a walk-in. Someone not charges. He doesn't know how to charge. Come on. What kind of general are you? Tell the guy to get his lance and just run in. Oh, he admits defeat. Keeps his general alive, but he runs away in shame. The general does not die valiantly on the field. Now, it's just him, Teutonic Order, walking with all his infantry over to me. I don't have much of a chance. As you see, my lines are tiny. I got 1 unit of dismounted Dvor. I got a few units of dismounted Boyar Sons, and some dismounted Druzhina, and my general. The last calf standing. The only calf standing. He's a noble general. Look at how valiant he was. He fought well. You can see the carnage of our fight is over here. Oh, I like how it looks with all the Pavis dead. Pavis spearmen. And these guys just melted away, you can see. But it's not going to be much of a fight, since I can charge in. I have a little bit of stamina left, and these pikemen are way out on their own, and if I had stamina, I would have ran out and tried to rout them before I dealt with the rest of his infantry, which are also pretty tired and shaken, so there is a chance of me winning, but it's just he has such great numbers and he's got pikemen is the problem. And I have pretty much a lot less infantry, and they will rout regardless of having a general. Such a tiny army. You see the odds are not in my favor in any regard. So I go up this hill, try and use whatever I can against Teutonic Order, since I don't have much of a chance at this fight. And here goes nothing. It's just me with whatever lines I have, tired infantry. Slow it down. You can see I sent some fire arrows trying to rout them, but it's not going to really work out. His Landsknecht are still so... How are they fresh? Like that, I think there's something wrong with how that pipeline worked. They just stood there and they didn't take any damage and probably killed like 10,000 people. But here I go for my counter charge down to Landsknecht. I have nothing else to do but die. Because you can see my Dvor getting a good amount of kills on these Landsknecht because they don't really handle the missiles well. Trying to break down his pike wall, but that's not going to happen too well, especially with my units that just rout instantaneously. And I'm not going to get much of a rear charge with my general. Hopefully he can kill something. Nope, he's going to go this. I forgot what I was trying to do. I can't really get a charge off on. These are anti-charged Imperial Knights, man. They don't let you charge. And there goes my general. I couldn't even get him out in time, and that's the end of the Russian horde. I still have dismounted Dvor, which I want to see how many kills they can get. The last unit's still standing. Look at them taking out a few of these Landsknecht. Final volley or two. Maybe one more. Oh, nothing. At least they're getting some kills. What you get, Atri? 2 or 3 more kills, and then they will rout in no time. They were just not ready for this kind of fight. I don't think we'll get a single melee kill in this engagement here. And of course, this game goes to Teutonic Order, so well played by him. He did well to beat Procopius going uphill, even though the original hill advantage. Procopius, nice game. He almost had him at the end, but not quite. So I got 893 kills and 124 captures. Sweet, doing almost as well as me, but of course I won out in the end, just a small margin. Procopius getting 678 kills and also 85 captures, so pretty good for losing. And Teutonic Order are doing really well overall, getting 900 kills and 141 captures, so good job at winning and good game to the other two. Let's just take a little peek at my kill rates over here. My Dvor cavalry not doing so well, 16 and 18. I took them out of the Russian army that I built. It's just not worth to have them. My Sarsgaard melted away. General's bodyguard a little bit better, but if you look at Dismounted Dvor, 85 kills. That's not too shabby. Dismounted Boyar Sons, 98. Of course, they were taking out low quality units, but in the end, they were able to overcome the Hungarian hordes. So thank you all for watching. I hope you guys like, comment, subscribe, and look forward to the last battle of this series. It's a really, really good battle, really close one between me and Shanshasha of Persia. Something like that is his name. It'll be the last battle for Free For All week, and I will be back probably by the time you watch it. And I will have more videos out again. So thank you all for watching, and like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you all in the next episode. Goodbye, my friends.